In this video, we're going to look at the GCE 2024 Mathematics Paper 1. So if you are new to this channel and you're preparing for exam, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and share. All right, so question 1 says evaluate. So they want you to evaluate this expression. Okay, so let's just rewrite this expression. The expression is 8/27, and everything is being raised to the power 2/3. All right, by the laws of indices, if you have a fraction A/B, which is the base, and this base has been raised to the power C/D, then you have to know that this is the root. Okay, so if this D here is 2, it means they want you to find the square root. Okay, want you to find the square root. If it is a 3, it means they want you to find the cube root. Okay, if it's a 4, it means they want you to find the fourth root, and so on. The C here is indicating the power. Okay, the power or the index. Okay, so the whole thing here can be written as root D. So D here, this D here will come here, and then we have the base. The base will come inside here, A/B, and everything is being raised to the power C. Remember, I mentioned that the C is the power, so everything is being raised to the power C. So this and this are the same. So now we need to rewrite this in this form. So we are going to have a root symbol. Then our D in this case is a 3, so we have a 3 here. Okay, then the base 8/27 comes inside here, so we have 8/27, and everything is being raised to the power 2. So everything is being raised to the power 2. So now when you have a 3 here, just as I said here, it means they want you to find the cube root. So now, what is a cube root of a number? A cube root of a number is a factor of this number here, such that if that factor multiplies itself 3 times, you get back this number here. So what is the cube root of 8? The cube root of 8 is a 2, because 2 times 2 times 2, you get back 8, over, what is the cube root of 27? The cube root of 27 is a 3, because 3 times 3 times 3, you get back 27, and everything is being raised to the power 2. Okay, you have to know at this point that this power is for everything that is inside the bracket, so this can be written as 2 to the power 2 over 3 to the power 3. Okay, so I'm going to write it here because of space. So here 2 to the power 2 is same as 2 times 2, then over 3 to the power, actually this is to the power 2. 3 to the power 2 is same as 3 times 3. Okay, then 2 times 2 is 4, then 3 times 3 is 9. So the answer is 4/9. All right, the next question says, so they want you to simplify this expression. So whenever they say simplify, it means they want you to write that expression in its simplest form. So let's just rewrite this expression. So we have 4, then x minus 2 plus 3, 2x. This is 2x. This was just a student who had put a power to the power 1. This is same as, it's just 2x, then minus 3. Okay, so we're going to have 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So take note here, I'm not saying 4 times 2, but I'm saying 4 times negative 2. I'm multiplying together with a sign. A lot of students make this mistake, so avoid this mistake. Again, we come to this, we have positive 3 times 2x is positive 6x. Positive 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So at this stage, we collect like terms. So this term has x, and then this term has x. Underline them like this. So underline together with a sign, okay? So this is same as 4x plus 6x, which gives 10x. Then this term is like to this term. Underline together with signs the way I'm underlining them. So this means that negative 8 minus negative 9 is negative 17. Okay, so the whole of this thing has been simplified, has been reduced to 10x minus 10x minus 17. Question 3, and the question says solve the equation. The equation that they want us to solve is this one. So first of all, let's just rewrite this equation. So we have 3x minus 5 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. Alright, so when you have this type of equation, it's either this one is equal to 0 or this one is equal to 0 for this to be true. So meaning for us to solve this equation, we are going to equate each expression in the brackets to 0. So we are going to have 3x minus 5 is equal to 0, or x plus 2 is equal to 0. Alright, so our aim is to find the value of x. So at this stage, we aim at remaining with a term that has x here. So meaning the other term must be removed from the left hand side of this equation. So we're going to do that by additive inverse. This is negative 5. To do that, we're going to do the opposite of negative 5, which is positive 5, so that this becomes a 0. So what we've done on the left, you also do it on the right, so that the equation remains the same. Again, here we are aiming at remaining with x, so meaning we need to remove this other term. This is positive 2. To remove positive 2, we're going to do the opposite of positive 2, which is minus 2. So what we've done on the left of this equation, we also do it on the right. Alright, so what we'll have is 3x. Then this has become a 0 because negative 5 plus 5 is a 0, is equal to 0 plus 5 is 5, or x, this becomes a 0, is equal to 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Alright, at this stage we divide both sides by 3. Okay, so we're going to have x is equal to 5 over 2, or sorry, 5 over 3, or x is equal to negative 2. So at this stage you can leave x as 5 over 3 like this, or you can write it as a mixed number by saying how many 3's are in 5. It's 1, they are there 1, remainder 2 over 3, or x is equal to negative 2. So write your answers on the space provided. So we have x is equal to negative 2, or x is equal to, let's write 5 over 3. Alright, the next question says factorize completely. So we have the expression 7x squared minus 7. So to factorize means first of all you need to find the highest common factor, or anything that is common in both. So as you can see, 7 is common in both, so you write it like this. 7x squared divided by 7 is 7x squared minus 7 divided by 7 is 1. Okay, so you can see that here we have x squared as a square number. Even 1 is a square number, so we're going to write this as 7 then x squared minus 1 squared. Alright, so when you look at what is in the brackets here, you can see that it's in the form of difference of two squares. So difference of two squares says if you have a square number a that is subtracting another square number b, for you to factorize this, you're going to open brackets like this. Okay, then plus here and minus there. So you're going to say the square root of a squared is a, you also write it here. Then the square root of b squared is b, you also write it here. Okay, so when you look at what is in the brackets here is exactly the same as that. So it means that we're going to factorize what is in the brackets in this form. So meaning we're going to have 7, then open brackets like this, plus here, then minus. The square root of x squared is x, you also write it here. The square root of 1 squared is 1, you also write it here. Okay, so meaning you have factorized completely, so you just write your answer on the space here. Alright, so meaning you're going to have 7x plus 1, x minus 1. Alright, question 5 says use set notation to describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram below. Alright, so when you look at set A has not been shaded in any way. So meaning A, we are having A complement. When you look at set B and C, they have been shaded completely, okay, except part of A, okay. So meaning you are having B union C. Alright, now how do we combine these? Okay, so to combine these, we're going to say A complement intersect B union C. Alright, so this is what the Venn diagram is showing. So we're going to say A complement intersect B union C. Alright, number 6 says a businessman got 800 shares worth 7,200 kwacha. What was the cost of each share? Okay, so they have given us that for 800 shares, the businessman paid 7,200. So they are asking us to find the amount of one share. Okay, so we're going to say one share is equal to X, we don't know it. Okay, how many shares have we been given? We've been given 800 shares is equal to how much was paid is 7,200 kwacha. So at this stage we cross multiply 800 shares times X. We're going to have 800 X is equal to 1 times 7,200 is 7,200 kwacha. Alright, so we are looking for X, so we are going to divide both sides by 800 so that we remain with X. Okay, so the 800 will cancel, we have X is equal to these zeros will cancel because they are dividing. 8 into 72 is 9. So one share was costing 9 kwacha. One share was costing 9 kwacha. Alright, question 7 says the sequence 20, 17, 14 and so on is an arithmetic progression. Find A, the 9th term. Alright, so for us to find the 9th term, we are going to use the formula AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 times the common difference D. So this is a formula for finding the terms of an arithmetic progression. Now we need to know what A is, what N is, and what D is. A is the first term. The first term in the sequence is 20. Okay? Then N we get this because they are saying 9th term. The 9th term, position, meaning position number 9. So meaning N is 9. Then we need to find what D is, the common difference. The common difference is found by subtracting the previous term from the next term. So we're going to have 17 minus 20, which gives negative 3. Alright, now that we have everything, it means we can just plug into the formula. So we're going to have A, where there is N here, we're going to put a 9. So meaning the 9th term is equal to the first term is 20. Okay, so A is 20 plus N is 9 minus 1 times the common difference is negative 3. Okay, so we're going to have 20 plus 9 minus 1 is 8 times negative 3. So we are having 20, then 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. Okay, so we're having 20 minus 4, which gives negative 4, which means that the ninth term is negative 4. Alright, B, they want us to find the sum of the first 10 terms, so meaning n is equal to 10. Okay, alright, so for us to find the sum of an arithmetic progression, we use the formula Sn is equal to n over 2, open brackets, 2a plus n minus 1 times the common difference d. Okay, so we know what n is 10, so we're going to say S10 is equal to, n is 10, so we're going to say 10 divided by 2 or over 2 times 2 times a is the first term. We established that the first term is 20, so 20 plus n in this case is 10, so we have 10 minus 1 times the common difference. The common difference is negative 3. Okay, so we just have to simplify. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, then 20 times 2 is 40, then plus 10 minus 1 is 9 times negative 3. Okay, so we're having 5 times 40, 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. Alright, so which means we're going to have 5 times 40 minus 27 is 13. Okay, 5 times 13 is 65, which means that the sum of the first 10 terms of this sequence is 65. Alright, question 8a says a fair die is rolled once. Find the probability of a 4 showing up. Okay, so in this case we always assume that this die is a 6-sided die. Okay, it's a 6-sided die. That's the assumption that we always have. So since we have a 6-sided die, for a 4 to show up, the probability is 1 out of 6. The total outcomes is 6, but on the 6-sided die there is only 1 4. Okay, there is only 1 4. That's why we're saying 1 out of 6. So the probability of a 4 to show up is 1 over 6. Alright, but B says in the diagram below, ABC, so ABC is a straight line. AD is equal to 5 centimeters. Okay, AD is 5 centimeters, BD is 13 centimeters, BD is 13 centimeters, and angle BAD, angle BAD, is 90 degrees here. Find the value of tan DBC. So tan DBC. So they want you to find the value of this tan here. Alright? So for us to find the value of this tan, first of all we need to know what this angle here is. We need to know what this acute angle is. Okay, so for us to know this angle, first of all let's find the missing side. So to find the missing side we just use Pythagoras theorem. So you can see that we've been given the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, and one of the short sides. So to find the missing sides we are going to say let's say AB squared, which is this one, AB is equal to always the square of the longest side must subtract the square of the shorter side. So we're going to say 13 squared minus 5 squared. Okay, 13 squared is 169 minus 5 squared is 25. So 169 minus 25 is 144. So to find what AB is, we just take the square root. Okay, so we're going to say therefore AB is equal to the square root of 144 is 12. Okay, so meaning here we have 12 centimeters. All right, so this side is going to help us find the acute angle here, so that this angle helps us to find what the tan of this angle is. All right, so for us to know what tan of this angle is, we're going to use SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA. So all the time when you are dealing with such a question, remember SOHCAHTOA. So remember, we are being asked to find what the tan is. So tan here is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side to this angle is this one, 5. So we're going to say tan DBA. Okay, tan DBA, meaning this angle here, okay, is equal to opposite. The opposite side to this angle is 5. So we are going to write 5, then over the adjacent. The adjacent side to this angle is 12. Okay, so over 12. So that's a tan of DBA. Now, when you look at tan DBC, this angle here, this angle is an obtuse. Okay, is an obtuse angle, meaning the angle that is between 90 and 180. So for us to know what tan DBC is, this angle, we are just going to give this angle here, this tan, a negative. So we're going to say therefore tan DBC is equal to negative 5 over 12. Okay, so we're going to have negative 5 over 12 as tan DBC, as tan DBC. Alright, question 9a says, given that a universal set is this one, and set P, they are saying set P is 2468, okay, 2468, okay, and then set Q is 2357, okay, 2357, okay. They want you to list set P complement intersect Q. Okay, so for us to list set P complement intersect Q, first of all we need to know what set P complement is. So set P complement means all the elements that are outside set P, or elements that are not found in set P. So we're going to pick that in the universal. So in the universal we have 1. We don't have 1 in set P. So 1 is one of the members that are outside set P. We have 2 here. Do we have 2 in set P? Yes, so we don't pick it because it's found in there. Then 3 here. Do we have 3 in here? No, we don't have, so we have 3. Then we have 4 in the universal. Do we have 4 in P? Yes, so we are not going to pick it. We have 5 here. Do we have 5 in there? No, so we are going to include it here. We have 6 in the universal, 6 in P, so we are not going to include 6 because it's found in P. Do we have 7? Then we have 7 in E. We don't have 7 in P, so 7 is also part of the elements that are not found in P. We have 8 in the universal. We also have 8 in P, so we're not going to include it. We have 9 in the universal. We don't have 9 in P, so 9 is the last element
that is not found in P. So now P complement intersect Q is equal to, okay, so we look for numbers that are found in both set P complement and Q. So here we have 1, we don't have 1 there. Here we have 2, we don't have 2 there. Here we have 3. So 3 is found in both. So 3 is one of the members. We have 5 in here, we also have a 5 in there. So another member is a 5. We have 7 here, we also have 7 there. So another member is 7. We have 9 here, we don't have a 9 there. So the only members of set P complement intersect Q are 3, 5, 7. So we just write P complement intersect Q is equal to this 3, 5, 7. Okay, 3, 5, 3, 5, and 7. Alright, part B says the diagram below shows trapezium S and trapezium T. Alright, so you can see trapezium S and trapezium T here. And then the question says, describe fully a single transformation which maps trapezium S onto trapezium T. Alright, so for you to identify the type of transformation, first of all, let's look at this. This is the mirror line. This looks like a mirror line. So the distance from the mirror line to S is actually the same distance from the mirror line to this point of T. Okay, let's look at the distance from the mirror line to this point of S. So we have 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, the distance is equal. Alright, the distance from here to there is also equal to the distance from here to there. Let's look at this one. The distance from here, we have 1, 2, 3. 3, then let's see. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so since the distances from the mirror line to each of the points of S is equal to all the distances from the mirror line to the points in T, then we conclude that this is a reflection. Okay, so the transformation is a reflection in the x-axis. Okay, the reflection in the x-axis, or you can also say, since this line, along this line, y is equal to 0, you can also say it's a reflection in the mirror line, y is equal to 0. Alright, question 10a says, given that the matrix A is this one, then find A to the power t. So whenever you are being asked to find a matrix that has been raised to the power t, it means that they want you to find a transpose of that matrix. Now, what is a transpose of a matrix? A transpose of a matrix means you need to interchange the rows with columns. So you can see that you only have one row here and 1, 2, 3, 3 columns. So it means you need to change this row to become a column. Then it means you have found the transpose of this matrix. So the transpose of this matrix, we are just going to say 2, -1 and 3 in a column. So we're going to say 2, -1 and 3. So this is a transpose of a matrix A. So A transpose is equal to 2, -1 and 3, like this. So you can see that it has become a column, a vertical arrangement of numbers. Then B says, given that the matrix A is this one and the matrix B is this one, find AB. Okay, so AB, what they mean is that you need to multiply these two matrices. Okay, so the matrix A is this one, we're going to say 3 and then 2, okay, times the matrix B is 1 and -2. Alright, so there are things that you need to take into consideration as you are multiplying matrices. first of all, you need to know the order of each of these matrices. So this matrix is 1, 2, is a 2 by 1 matrix. Then this matrix is 1, it has only one row, and then how many columns? 1, 2. So 1 by 2. Alright? So since these inside numbers are the same, it means that multiplication in these two matrices exist. Then these outside numbers are telling us the order of the matrix that we're going to find after multiplying these. So the matrix that we're going to find will be a 2 by 2 matrix. Alright, so let's go ahead and multiply these matrices. So when multiplying matrices, we multiply a row then by column. So we're going to say 3 times this column. 3 times 1. So 3 times 1. So we are done with this row and this first column. We come to this again, 3 times the second column. So 3 times -2. Then we come to this row, we say 2 times 1, so 2 times 1, then 2 times -2, 2 times -2. Because it's matrices, we put everything in brackets like this. So let's just simplify. We have 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times -2 is -6, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times -2 is -4. So this is AB. So we're going to say AB is equal to 3, 2, -6, -4. Okay, so this is AB. Alright, question 11 says the diagram below shows positions of town A, B, and C. So you have town A, B, and C on the earth. Part A says, what is the time at A if it is 05 hours at B? So they want the time at A if it is 05 hours at B. Now when you look at A and B, A and B are sitting on the same longitude. Okay, so if 2 or more towns are sitting on the same longitude, it means that there is no difference in time. They will have the same time because they are sitting on the same longitude. So meaning even at A, the time is 05 hours. So even at A, the time is 05 hours. Okay? Then B, they are saying a plane flew from town A to town C in 5 hours. From town A to town C, and it took 5 hours. What was the speed of the plane in knots? So we know that speed is given by distance over time. Okay, now the question that we have is, do we have distance? No, so we don't have distance, but we have time, which is 5 hours. All right, so first of all, we need to find what the distance is. So the distance AC, so distance AC is equal to theta times 60. So distance along the longitude of 60 degrees. So distance along the longitude is given by this formula. So what we have to find is the theta. Okay, what is this theta? Theta is the difference in latitude. So you can see that point A is sitting on 60 degrees north, and this one, point C, is sitting on 30 degrees south, latitude 30 degrees south. So you can see that point A is on the north and point C is on the south. So because we have different region, these points are sitting on different regions, it means theta, for us to find theta, we are supposed to add these degrees. So we're going to have 60 degrees. So we're going to say theta is equal to 60 plus 30, and this gives 90. Okay, so it's 90, which means that AC, this one here, we are going to have 90 times 60. Remember, this is paper 1. Yeah, so since this is paper 1, you can use mental strategies for multiplication. You can say 9 times 6 is 54. Then you just come and add these zeros. Okay, so meaning you have 5,400 nautical miles. So this is the distance. So now we can say speed is equal to, the distance is 5400 nautical miles over time. We've been given that the time is 5 hours, so we're going to divide this by 5. Okay, so we're going to say 5 into 5 is 1, then 5 into 5 here is 1. 5 into 4, it's 0. So now we're going to get 5 into 40, it's 8, but remember there's a 0 there, we put it there, then these are in knots. Okay, so the speed is 1080 knots. So 1080 knots. All right, question 12. Question 12 says the diagram shows a sector AOB with area 34.65 square centimeters. The angle subtended at the center is 81 degrees and the radius is r centimeters, taking pi to be 22/7. Find the radius r of the sector. All right, so for us to find the radius r of this sector, we are going to use the formula for finding the area of a sector, because we've been given area in our question. So the formula for finding the area of a sector is given by area is equal to theta over 360 degrees times pi r squared. Okay, we have been given area, which is 34.65, so we're going to say 34.65 here where there is area, then is equal to theta is the central angle, which is 81 degrees over 360 degrees times pi is 22/7, then times r squared. All right, at this stage, remember this is paper 1, so you need to know how to break down these numbers so that you are not troubled a lot. So we're going to have 34.65 is equal to 81, can be written as 9 times 9, then over 360 can be written as 20 times 18, then times 22/7 times r squared. So the reason why I'm breaking down these numbers like this is so that it's very easy for us to be cancelling out some numbers. Okay, so you can see that 9 can divide by 18, so 9 into 9 is 1, 9 into 18 is 2, again 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into 22 is 11. So what we are having is 34.65 is equal to, this is 9 times 1 times 11 times r is going to be 99 r squared over 20 times 7. 20 times 7 is 140. Okay, 140 here. So at this stage, we can write this as a fraction like this. Then we're going to have 1 times 99 r squared is 99 r squared is equal to 34 point, because we're cross multiplying, 34.65 times 140. So at this stage, how do you deal with this part? Again, you need to think of mental strategies. First of all, you can ignore the point. You can write 34. Ignore the point. Say 65. Then here you can see that you have 140. Instead of writing 140, you can just write 14, but keep the 0 somewhere. Okay? Then remember, we are multiplying. So we're going to say 4 times 5 is 20. 0 carry 2. Then 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. So we're going to write 6. Again, carry 2. Then 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. So we're going to write 8. Carry 1. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Okay? So we are done with the 4. Then we will have 1 times 5 is 5. Then 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Then we add. Okay? Here we have a place value 0. So here we have 0. 6 plus 5 is 11. We write 1, carry 1. 8 plus 6 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Carry 1. 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. Then 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay? So this is the answer when you say this times 14. Remember that in the original question we had 2 decimal places here, and also we had a 0 at 40, so meaning we are going to add this 0 that we had put here. Okay, since we had 2 decimal places, it means the invisible decimal is here, and because we had 2 decimal places, we are going to move 2 times to the left. 1, 2. So the decimal is going to be here. Okay, so the answer is 4851. So which means that we are going to have 99 r squared is equal to 851. Alright, so to get the value of r squared, we divide by 99 on both sides. Okay, 99. Then 99 will cancel, have r squared is equal to 99 can be written as 3 times 33. So we are going to have 4851 over 3 times 33. So we are just breaking down 99 so that it's easier for us to divide. So we're going to say 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 4 is 1. Remainder 1. 3 into 18 is 6. Then 3 into 5 is 1. Remainder 2. 3 into 21 is 7. Okay? So we are having r squared is equal to 1617 over 33. Again, 33 can be broken down to 3 times 11. So we can say 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 16 is 5. Remainder 1. 3 into 11 is 3. Remainder 2. 3 into 27 is 9. So we are going to have r squared is equal to 539 over 11. So we have r squared is equal to 11 into 44 is 4. Remainder 9. 11 into 99 is 9. So we are having r squared being equal to 49. So for us to find what r is, we take square root on both sides of this equation. So this and this will cancel. We have r is equal to the square root of 49 is 7. It's plus or minus 7. Now because we are looking for the distance, the radius is a distance, so distance is always positive, so it will imply that r is 7 centimeters. Okay, so the radius is 7 centimeters. Alright, but B says the ratio of the areas of two similar solids is 9 to 25. If the volume of the bigger solid is 375 cubic centimeters, what is the volume of the smaller solid? Okay, so we have been given the ratio of areas. So the ratio of areas is 9 to 25. So whenever you're given the ratio of areas, first of all you need to take the square root of both of these numbers that are in the ratio, so that you find this ratio in its simplest form. So let's take the square root of these numbers. Okay, so the square root of 9 is 3, so we have 3 to 5. Now they have given us the volume, okay, and they are asking us to find the volume. So because volume is measured in cubic units, it means that we are going to write these ratios to the power 3, okay, this ratio to the power 3 like this. So which means we are going to have 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27, to 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. Okay, so this is the ratio that we are going to use to find the volume of the smaller solid. So the smaller solid is this one that has a smaller ratio. The bigger volume, or the volume for the bigger solid, is 375. So we're going to put this here, 375. Then here we don't know, it's the one that we are being asked to find. So at this stage we cross multiply, so which means we are going to have x times 125 is 125x is equal to 27 times 375, like this. So to find the value of x, we divide 125 on both sides. Okay, 125. So x so 25 and so 125 and 125 is cancelling, so we have x is equal to, so here we need to break down the number, so we can look for a number that can go in this number and that number without leaving a remainder, or any number that can go in here and there without leaving a remainder. So when you look at these two, there's no number that can go in these two numbers without leaving a remainder. But here, but between this and this, we can use a 5. Okay, 5 into 125 is 25. 5 into 375, so we're going to say 5 into 37 is 7. Remainder 2. 5 into 25 is 5. Okay, so again we can see that 25 can go in 75. So 25 into 25, 1. 25 into 75, 3. So we're having 27 times 3. So 27 times 3. So we have x is equal to 27 times 3 is 81. So which means that the smaller solid had the volume of 81 cubic centimeters. So 81 cubic centimeters. Question 13, and the question reads, given that y varies directly as x and inversely as the square of z, and that x is equal to 8 when y is equal to 4 and z is equal to 2. Find the constant of variation k. Alright, so this question comes almost in all the exams, all the mathematics paper 1 exams. Okay, so at A, they want you to find the constant of variation. So for you to find the constant of variation, which is k, you need to come up with an equation. Alright, you can see that from what we've been given here, we don't have k. So we are going to form an equation based on the information that we've been given. So the information that we've been given says y varies directly as x. So they are saying y varies, we are going to use this symbol alpha, y varies directly as x and inversely as the square of z. So whenever they say inversely, it means you need to divide this variable here by the z, okay, like this. So y varies directly as x and inversely as the square of z, so it's z squared. All right, so it is from this expression where we're going to form an equation so that we find k. So to form an equation, we are going to say y is equal to, so immediately we introduce the equal sign, we also introduce the constant of variation, which is k, then x over the square of z, which is z squared, like this. Now remember, they want you to find what k is when x is equal to, so when x is equal to 8, when y is equal to 4, and z is equal to 2. So for us to find k, we need to replace the values of x, y, and z. So y is 4, so we're going to replace a 4 here where there is y is equal to, k is the one that we are looking for, then x is 8, so we're going to put 8 in brackets like that, then over z is 2, so it's 2 squared because z is squared. Okay, so we're going to have 4 is equal to k times 8 is 8k over 2 squared is 4. Right, we can actually simplify the right hand side of this equation, so we're going to have 4 is equal to 8k divided by 4 is 2k. Okay, so to get the value of k, we are going to divide by 2 on both sides like this. Okay, so the 2 is cancelling, we're going to have k is equal to 4 divided by 2 is 2, which means that k is equal to 2. Alright, so which means that this equation here where there is k, we are going to replace a 2. So we are going to have y is equal to, where there is k here, we're going to replace a 2. Okay, so we have 2x over z squared. Alright, so this is the equation that is going to help us even solve the other problems on this math question. So B, they are saying find the value of y when x is equal to 18 and when z is 3. So remember, we are going to use the equation y is equal to 2x, okay, over z squared. This same equation that we have formed here, okay. So they want us to find the value of y when x is 18, so meaning we are going to have y is equal to 2 times, where there is x, we replace 18, so 18 over z is 3, so we're going to say 3, but because z is squared, so we're going to say 3 squared, like that. Okay, so we're going to have y is equal to 2 times 18 is 36 over 3 squared is 9. So y is equal to 36 divided by 9 is 4. Okay, so the answer is 4. Let's look at C. So C says find the values of z when x is equal to 25 and when y is equal to 2. So they want you to find the values of z, not only the value but the values of z. So we have the equation y is equal to 2x over z squared. Okay, they are saying when x is 25 and when y is 2. So where there is y here, we're going to replace a 2 is equal to 2, then x is 25, so we're going to replace a 25 there, then over z squared. So at this stage, we are going to have 2 is equal to 2 times 25 is 50 over z squared. So on the right we have a fraction, even on the left it can be written as a fraction by saying over 1. Then we are going to say 2 times z squared is 2z squared is equal to 1 times 50 is 50. Okay, so to get the value of z squared, we are going to divide both sides by 2. Okay, so we're going to have z squared is equal to 50 divided by 2 is 25. So now to get the value of z, or to find the values of z, we're going to introduce the square root on both sides so that we undo the power 2. So we're going to introduce question 14, and the question reads, in the diagram, P, Q, R, S are points on the circle with center O, and PQR is 68 degrees. Okay, so angle PQR is 68 degrees. Then TRU is a tangent at R. So they are saying TRU is a tangent at R here. So this is the tangent. Alright, the first question says find angle POR. So they want you to find angle POR, this angle here. Okay, so to find angle POR, which is this angle here, you can see that this angle here is at the center. And when you look at this arc that I've drawn, it's pointing up like this. Again, when you look at this angle that is on the circumference here, it's also pointing, the arc is also pointing up like this. Okay, so to find angle POR, because this angle is at the center, we're going to use the property that says an angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So meaning for us to find this angle, we need to multiply the angle on the circumference by 2. So we're going to have 2 times 68 degrees, and this gives 136 degrees. All right, so this is angle POR. The next question says find angle PSR. Angle PSR, so they are talking about this angle here. So B, they want you to find angle PSR. Okay, angle PSR is this one here. Now when you look at this shape that is inside the circle, this shape has 4 sides, and because this shape has 4 sides, we call this shape as a cyclic quadrilateral because it's inside the circle. So for us to find angle PSR, which is this angle here, we are going to use the property that says opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degrees. So meaning we are going to have 180 degrees, because when you add these two, you should have 180. But out of 180, we have been given 68. Meaning for us to find this other one, we are supposed to say 180 minus this. Okay, so minus 68 degrees. So because this is paper 1, you need to do this 180 degrees minus 68 degrees, like this. So here we're going to borrow a 1, then here we'll remain with a 7. So we have 10 minus 8 is 2, then 7 minus 6 is 1, then 1 minus here there's nothing, is 0, is 1. So we have 112 degrees. So meaning angle PSR is equal to 112 degrees. Alright, the last question says find angle PRO. Angle PRO. So they are talking about this angle here. Now, how do you find this angle here? This length is equal to that length, meaning here we have an isosceles triangle. So the properties of an isosceles triangle is that if these two lengths are equal, it means even these two base angles are also equal. So even this one, so this angle is equal to this angle. All right, so since they are equal, we can give, let's say, a variable a. Let's give this angle a. So if this angle is a, it means that this is also a, because base angles of an isosceles triangle the same, are equal. So for us to find the value of A, we need to use the properties of a triangle to say the angle sum of the triangle add up to 180. So if you say A plus A, then remember this angle here, we found that it's 136, okay? 136 here. So if you add A plus 136 plus A, we should get 180, okay? So we're going to say A plus 136 degrees, you should get 180 degrees, okay? So here we're going to have 2A plus 136 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So here we take away 136 degrees on both sides, 136, okay? Then here we're going to remain with 2A. This has become a 0 because 136 minus 136 is a 0, is equal to 180 minus 136 is 44 degrees. All right, to find the value of A, we are going to divide both sides by 2. So A is equal to 22 degrees. So in the question, they haven't asked us to find A, but they are asking us to find angle PRO. Angle PRO. This angle, which is also A. So we are going to conclude and say, therefore, angle PRO is equal to 22 degrees. All right, so this is how you answer questions on circle theorems. Let's just write the answers that we found in the space provided. So at A, the answer we found that it's 136. So we're going to write 136 here, 136 degrees. Then at B, we found that the answer is 112, and at C, the answer is 22. So 112 degrees and 22 degrees. Question 15. And question 15A says 2 points A and B have coordinates -5, -3 and -1, A respectively. Given that the gradient of the line AB is 2, find the value of A. So here you need to understand this word respectively. So when they say A and B have coordinates this one and this one respectively, it means that these coordinates here belongs to A and the last coordinates belongs to B. So it means that we are having A, the coordinates at A being -5, -3, and then B as -1, A. So this is what they mean when they say A and B have coordinates, this one and this one respectively. All right. They have also given us that the line AB has the gradient 2. So M, which is the gradient, is equal to 2. So they want us to find the value of A. How are you going to find the value of A? To find the value of A, we are going to use the formula for finding the gradient. Okay, so we're going to say the gradient M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, when you look at these 2 points, point A and B, you don't have these y1s, y2, x1, x2. So, which means that you need to give any of these points to be point 1. So, I'm going to give this one as point 1. If this is point 1, it means that this will be x1 and this will be y1. Then this will be point 2, and then this will be x2 and this will be y2. Alright, so what we need is just to replace these values in the formula. So we have been given the gradient M, which is 2. So where there is M here, we're going to replace a 2 is equal to y2. y2 is A. So we're going to have A, then minus, this minus is this one here, y1 is negative 3. So you put in brackets like this, negative 3, to avoid mistakes. Okay? Then over x2 is negative 1. Then minus x1 is negative 5. So you put in brackets also like this to avoid mistakes. So let's just simplify this. So we have 2 is equal to a, then negative times negative will be positive, so we'll have plus 3 here over negative 1, then negative times negative will be positive, so we'll have positive 5 here. So we'll have 2 is equal to a plus 3 over negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4. So at this stage, when you look at the right hand side of this equation, we have a fraction. So meaning even here we can write it as a fraction by saying over 1. So at this stage we cross multiply. So 1 times a plus 3 is a plus 3 is equal to 2 times 4 is 8. So remember, we are looking for the value of a. So to find the value of a, we need to remove this other term. So we are going to remove this term by additive inverse. This is positive 3. So to remove this positive 3, we are going to do the opposite of positive 3, which is negative 3 on both sides. Okay? Let me finish it up from here for the sake of space. So we are having a, then this has become a 0 because positive 3 minus 3 is a 0, is equal to 8 minus 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. So which means that a is 5. Alright? But b, they are saying that y, so at b, they are saying given that y is equal to 4x cubed minus 2x squared, then plus 1. Find dy dx. So they want you to find dy dx. Okay? How do you find dy dx? Dy dx means that you are differentiating this function with respect to x. You are differentiating this function y with respect to x. So to differentiate means that you are going to subtract a 1 from the power and multiply by the odd power. So what we are saying is we are going to have 3, which is the power, times this coefficient 4, then x to the power 3, then take away 1, then minus the power 2 times the coefficient 2, then x to the power 2 minus 1, then the derivative of any constant is 0. Okay? So we're going to have 3 times 4 is 12, then x, 3 minus 1 is 2, so we have to the power 2, and minus 2 times 2 is a 4, then x, 2 minus 1 is to the power 1, anything raised to the power 1 is just itself. So we are just having this because this is a 0. So which means that dy dx is 12x squared minus 4x. So 12x squared minus 4x. So this is the dy dx. Alright, by doing this, you would have earned yourself 4 marks. Alright, question 16 says the length of a sugarcane is measured as 2.6 meters. If the true length is 2.5 meters, find the absolute error. Alright, so at A, they want you to find the absolute error. So absolute error is given by the measured value, okay, measured value minus true value. And this should be absolute. You write vertical lines like this to say you are looking for the absolute value. Meaning, even if the answer that you find inside there is negative, it should be always positive. Alright, so let's just replace. We have the measured value as 2.6 because they are saying the length of a sugarcane is measured as 2.6. So we have the absolute of 2.6 minus the true value is 2.5. Okay, so 2.6 minus 2.5 is 0.1. So the answer is 0.1. So this is the absolute error. Some of you may be wondering how I found the 0.1. You can just do 2.6 minus 2.5, then like this. 6 minus 5 is 1, drop the point. 2 minus 2 is 0, so that's why it's 0.1. So the absolute error is 0.1, like this. The second question, part B, they are saying find the percentage error. So to find the percentage error, you have to know that the percentage error is given by the formula absolute error over the true value times 100%. Okay? So absolute error, the absolute error is this one that we found here. So we are going to put 0.1 over the true value. The true value is 2.5. So we are having 2.5 times 100. Okay? So at this stage, we can just multiply this by 100. You have two zeros here. It means that this decimal is going to move 2 times to the right. So we are going to have 10 over 2.5. So here we're having 10 divided by 2.5. To find how many 2.5s are in 10, we are going to multiply both the denominator by 10. Okay? Because we have one decimal place here, so that we don't work with decimals. Okay, so here we're going to have 10 times 10 as 100 over, down here we have 25. Okay, it's 25. Then how many 25s are in 100? They are there 4 times. So meaning the percentage error is 4%. Question 17. The function f and g are defined by f of x is equal to 3x minus 4 and g of x is equal to x plus 1 over 3. Find f to the power negative 1x. So whenever you see a function that has been raised to the power negative 1, it means they want you to find the inverse of this function. So at A, they want you to find the inverse of the function f of x. But remember, the function f of x is this one. Okay, f of x is equal to 3x minus 4. So now, how do you find the inverse of this function? The first thing to do is to let f of x here to be equal to y. So in other words, where there is f of x, you put y. So you're going to have y is equal to 3x minus 4, like this. Next, at this stage, you swap x with y. So what I mean is, where there is y here, you put x, and where there is x here, you put y. So we are going to have x is equal to 3. Here you put y minus 4, like this. At this stage, M at making y the subject of the formula. So meaning this term must be removed from the right hand side. So this is negative 4. To remove it, we're going to remove it by additive inverse. We're going to do the opposite of negative 4, which is positive 4 on both sides. Okay? So here on the left, we're going to have x plus 4 is equal to 3y. Then negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So this has become a 0. So to get the value of y, we divide both sides by 3. Okay? So we're going to have y is equal to x plus 4 over 3. So this alone is the inverse. So what we have to do is just to conclude and say, therefore, f inverse, or the inverse of the function f of x is equal to this, x plus 4 over 3. So the inverse is x plus 4 over 3. So you write it here, f inverse of x is equal to x plus 4 over 3. Alright, at B, they want you to find the composition of G of f of x. So, the composition of G of f of x. Now, what does this mean? It means that this can be written as G, the function G, then f of x like this, f of x like this. So what does this mean now? It means that this function f of x is inside the function g. Okay? So meaning where there is f of x, we are going to replace the function f of x, which is 3x minus 4. So we are going to have 3x minus 4. Alright, so this is going to be g of 3x minus 4 is equal to, so since we said this function f of x, which is 3x minus 4, is inside this function g, it means that where there is x in the function g, we are replacing 3x minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to write this, so I'm going to open the brackets like this, then plus 1 over this 3 like this. Now the question is, what are we going to put in the brackets? What we're going to put in the brackets is this function f of x, which is 3x minus 4. So we're putting 3x minus 4 in the brackets. So let's just expand and simplify. Here we're having this will be 3x minus 4 then plus 1 over 3. So we are having 3x, negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3 over 3. So we are having, we can factorize the 3. We have 3, then x minus 1 over 3. So this 3 and this 3 can cancel. What we are going to have is x minus 1 as the composition of f of g of x. So g of f of x is equal to x minus 1 like this. Alright, part C says the composite of g of f of negative 3. Alright, so C, they want you to find g of f of negative 3. Where there is x here, they have put negative 3, which means that here where there is x, you put negative 3. So you're going to have negative 3 minus 1 is equal to negative 4. Okay, so the answer here is negative 4.